If bullets don't hurt him, Khal Drogo's punches are gonna hurt him.
What drew you to Aquaman? What about the role was like, I gotta do it?
Zack Snyder. He basically just called me in his office and then described kind of me being in this role, and I thought it was really cool. He definitely wanted this outlaw. I'm not this, but he wanted an outlaw Josie Wales kind of character, an outsider, someone who wasn't afraid to punch anyone else in the face. Just kind of a bad boy, but with a good heart.
Yeah. So how much, I saw the movie last night, it's great.
Cool.
How much of it was like performance capture? Like when you guys are actually underwater, were you at any point submerged and performing in water? Like,
No.
what was that no, right?
No,
Okay.
no, but it feels like you are because you're not connected to the ground either though.
Yeah.
Because you're suspended by your hips and, you know, obviously you're got a harness on that doesn't feel very comfortable, but even when I have to do some of those moves, I can't be touching.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be flowy, like, so you do have men moving your feet around. It's hard.
So it does make it harder to like, because it's just so much that you have to block out, right? Like you can't pay attention to the fact that you're like in a harness and there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, is that a challenge for you?
Yeah, it's an art form in its own, yeah. And it's something that is very new too, so we're all kind of learning together.
Yeah.
Which is fun, it's groundbreaking.
A hero.
So I've got to ask, I'm from the SYFY channel. Khal Drogo versus Aquaman. Who wins in like hand-to-hand combat?
Aquaman's definitely
Aquaman. But you're not allowed to use water, not allowed anything. So like.
Well, Khal Drogo's afraid of water.
That's true. Yeah. So.
If how am I not allowed to use water? I'm Aquaman.
Yeah.
He's basically saying he's still stronger. He's still a superhero.
Yeah.
If bullets don't hurt him, Khal Drogo's punches are gonna hurt him.
So was there anything that you were like super excited? You were like, this is my like stamp on this character. Like this is the specific thing that like I'm bringing to you. Kind of said like he's like a badass.
Yeah, aside from all that and the exterior of like, oh, it kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring in the vulnerable side to him and the abandonment from like his mother and just kind of like, you know, it's just the softer sides. That's what makes him, what you can identify with more. Otherwise, it's just like badassery is not enough. I think we did that, we've done it. It's already like, yeah, he comes in, throws a bunch of guys around a submarine, he's badass in a pair of black jeans and he's tattooed up. Okay, that's on the outside, but then what's the inside stuff? And sitting down with his dad, having a beer, it's just kind of like, and then he's taking selfies, it makes you giggle, and
Yeah.
I don't know, just, it's the little tiny moments.
Yeah, it's like heart and humor. It's
Yeah,
good.
heart and
Yeah.
humor.
Above and below.
Hey, wait!
What?
Should we have written it down first?
I memorized it. Didn't you?
Oh, yeah, totally.
What did you just say?
Something trident.
What drew you to this role? Was there anything in the script that when you read it, you were like, I gotta do this?
At first I was reluctant. I was coming at it a bit like from an ignorant place. I didn't really, or an uninformed place. I was kind of unfamiliar with comic books in general, and I definitely was unfamiliar with these particular characters, and so I didn't know what to expect, but I think, I was a little trepidatious. I had a vague image of this, slightly limited, two-dimensional, hypersexualized, objectified character. And then I talked to Zack Snyder, who cast me in the role. When I spoke to him, he was like, let me just stop you. No, like, truly, not her. Not her. Not this one. And I was like, Zack, really? Like, really? Like, are you really?
Yeah.
He was like, trust me, she's a badass. She's a warrior queen. You just trust me on this. His promise did not disappoint because I opened the comic book and right out of the gate, she's saving this town, and she overhears that there are these townspeople, and they mistakenly, refer to her as Aqua Woman.
Yeah.
And then she stops them, and she's like, no.
Excuse me.
I have a name.
Yeah.
My name is Mera. And I was like, yes. I was like, that's probably the point when I signed on.
We're here.
What are you doing? Wait.
She never have a parachute.
Redheads, you gotta love them.
I mean, this character, one of my favorite parts of the movie is the fight scene where you and Jason are fighting but you're fighting your own battles, which I feel like is really cool. You get to like kick a lot of ass independently in this movie. Did you have to go through like tons of fight training to do all of this ass
I did
kickery?
a lot of fight training. I did a lot of fight training. I trained in this martial arts called wushu because it incorporates a lot of fluidity or a lot of fluid movements and a lot of I thought it would be most appropriate for someone who would be a skilled fighter.
Yeah.
In water.
Yeah,
I did the best, closest thing to it.
Yeah, cool. So at the end, you get to, I mean, this is not a spoiler, you get to like ride an orca. It's kind of like your ride, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My steed.
It's your steed, yeah. If you could pick any animal, water or land, as your like companion, what would it be?
Oh, SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah.
SpongeBob. I mean, you said companion, not steed. I don't think I'd pick him as a steed, but definitely my companion.
Yeah, that's a very solid companion.
Thanks.